last month, and it may seem like it's tilted toward married couples, but it applies to about everybody. And spouses, friends, buddies, whatever. You can still use the same outline or whatever in all facts alike. One thing I mentioned about saying things before you lose somebody. Another thing, to observe, and men are, I'm saying men, I mean me, my shortcomings, you don't observe things. Women observe a lot more. You go around the house, a woman makes it a home. A man, it's a place to go home and get a meal, sit around and go to bed, and you go to work. A woman does little things. And I used to get into more trouble. I'd finally wake up one day and I'd say, hey, that looks a little bit different. Did you do something with that? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So it isn't always easy maybe to do what you want to do. I don't know when my wife got this, but she's had it in our kitchen forever. The opinions expressed by the husband in this house are not necessarily those of the management. And truer words were never spoken. You know, it doesn't take much to be friendly or to smile. And as far as a lot of people have hatred, animosity against somebody. And I've done it myself, and I know that you spend a lot of worthless time and energy thinking of ways to make something miserable for somebody else. And it doesn't do any good, and it doesn't even do you any good. I always think a better way. Say George, all right. You don't like George. And you meet him in a social gathering. Now George fully expects you to come up and say something about you no good SOB. And so, if you really want to disarm him, you walk up, grab his hand, and say, "Hi, George, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, see you later." And you'll leave him wondering what you're up to, because he's not used to it. All right, but down the road, he might get thinking, all right, two can play this game. So the next time he sees you, "Tom, how are you, old buddy?" You know, and about 3 or 4 more relays, you might become pretty good friends. All because you said hello. Wife and her mother used to walk up and down Main Street years ago when I had stores over there. Yeah. Wife used to get a little upset. Her mother would nod to everybody and say hello to everybody she met. Didn't make any difference to her. And I said, "What do you do that for?" "Well, I'm just being friendly." And when we lived down on Charleston Street, we had a screened-in back porch, which was nice to keep the bugs off in the summertime. But there wasn't any view back there. And so we'd sit on the front porch. Now, it's subconscious. People would come up past Smokey's Hotel. And if you're sitting on the front porch like we were, they just naturally look over there. And they don't do it to be nosy or inquisitive. You do this yourself. When you're going down, you see somebody, you just kind of look at them. And so I used to have a great, oh boy, did I have fun. So they'd come along, and the minute they'd look over, hi, how are you? And you could see the person next to the window would turn to the driver, and you could just hear him. Do I know him? Does he know us? Who is that? I'd sit out there all night long and do that. Because it was a little bit, I had an ulterior motive. You know, it was devilish, you know, just to make somebody do that. But anyway, the one thing, frowns and smiles. There's a lot of unhappy people in this world, and there's a lot of mean people. You see that in the news every day. But you stop and think. Try right now, each one of you, try to frown. I mean, I know all, but, you know, and then smile. And do that 2 or 3 times. How much energy does it take to frown? And how much energy does it take to smile? A smile is just spontaneous. Doesn't take any effort at all. And a frown, you've got to work at. So, be kind to one